Rangelands represent the largest land cover type on Earth, some 40% of the land area. Consequently, then, they provide a lot of diverse ecosystem services. Therefore, it's important to understand the function of rangelands. Beginning in the late 1980s and then continuing for a couple of decades, there was a large debate addressing which ecological model, equilibrium or not equilibrium, best represented rangeland systems. The motivation for our work is to create a partial closure, at least, to this debate and identify the lessons that were learned over this projected period. And then, in addition, we were very interested in whether the lessons learned at the end of the 20th century were going to be relevant for rangeland stewardship in the 21st century. The outcome of the debate was both unexpected and sobering. We found that an overly simplistic interpretation of the livestock carrying capacity concept that overlooked both scale and resource heterogeneity was really at the center of this prolonged rangeland debate. It turns out that the number of herbivores that a particular rangeland system can support is largely a function of the key resources that are available during the dormant or non-growing season, rather than the abundance of resources that occur during the wet or during the growing season. Consequently, these rangeland systems are really not arranged as equilibrial or non-equilibrial as was initially presumed in the debate. Rather, all rangeland systems have varying combinations of forage resource accessibility that influence and change the outcomes of herbivore dynamics. The implications of this work are that neither the lessons learned from the ecological debate or the integrated model that was produced are alone going to be sufficient to inform stewardship strategies for the 21st century. The large emphasis that's been placed on provisioning services, especially forage and livestock production on rangelands throughout the world, has had major trade-offs with more diverse ecosystem services that provision services to global citizens. To correct this situation, we need to come up with some kind of framework that can simultaneously enhance the provision of non-provisioning ecosystem services to a global society, while at the same time increasing the well-being of pastoralists that are very resource dependent on the provisioning services. This will take nothing less than a complete transformation of how we envision and prioritize global rangelands.